B-Marsh Boxing once again back at it with another boxing video. So I was watching Keith Thurman doing a little interview with Ray Flores on the PBC YouTube channel, okay? And looks like this guy Keith Thurman, man, he's still out here pump faking. You know what I mean? You know, the man out here is talking about he would fight the man Terrence Crawford. All Terrence Crawford got to do is send a contract. And Ray Flores, the guy who interviewed Keith Thurman on the interview, said, "Oh, so if Bud Crawford sends you the contract right now, you're gonna sign it?" Then you hear the man Keith Thurman get to stuttering, man. You just said that the man, if he sends you the contract, you'll sign it. When the guy asks you, so if he sends it today, you'll do it right now. You'll sign it right now. He's like, well, well, that's up for debate. You know what I'm saying? So the gist of what I got from that conversation Keith Thurman had with Ray Flores was he's basically still trying to get that Manny Pacquiao rematch. You know what I mean? And he still don't want no smoke. He said guys like Errol Spence are now, after he got questioned by Ray Flores, after he said he'll fight him right now, he tried to say, oh, Manny Pacquiao and Errol Spence are more of a priority than the man Terrence Crawford. You know what I mean? You check it. And Terrence Crawford flamed him up too. I forgot what he said. You know what I'm saying? He flamed him up just like he flamed up the Charlo twin. You know what I mean? Jamel Charlo on Twitter. As a matter of fact, maybe I could try to look for them tweets right now while I'm here. You know what I'm saying? So in my opinion, a man like Keith Thurman, man, he need to go back to the line, dogs. You gotta go back and fight somebody with a pulse, man. Then we'll really see if you're really in this game for the money, or if you just in this game. If you're in this game just for the money, or are you in this game to really be the best that you can be. You know what I mean? You check it. You know, with him wanting just to fight a Manny Pacquiao, and I know he's not really interested in fighting the man Errol Spence. For what? Yeah, Spence got two straps. Only way he gonna fight the man Errol Spence is if he asked out, broke out no more money, and he got to come back in the game to he trying to get back in the game, get some money. You know what I mean? But really and truly, um, it don't make sense for the man Keith Thurman to. If I was Manny Pacquiao, I wouldn't give that man a rematch. Now that fight was close. Don't get it twisted. Manny Pacquiao definitely landed the more cleaner punches as far as the harder punches that cause severe damage. You know what I mean? But Manny, I'm sorry, Keith Thurman was on a nice comeback in the second half of the fight up until he got caught with that body shot and started running around the ring like a chicken with his head cut off. Then, the momentum swung back in favor of the man Manny Pacquiao. I personally had that fight. If I'm not mistaken, I don't think I've only watched it maybe the night of. Maybe I watched it the next morning. I think I had it 6-6 or maybe 7-5 Manny Pacquiao. And if I had it 6-6, then the knockdown in round one was the difference. You know what I mean? But a guy like Keith Thurman, to me, he's shown no ambition in boxing ever since that Sean Porter fight. You know what I'm saying? He's been out the ring for a long time. He's a type of guy who's not interested. He was ducking Errol Spence for the longest, blatantly ducking Errol Spence when the cameras around. When he got a lot to talk about. Just like against Manny Pacquiao, when he's surrounded by media, he's running his mouth, jibber jabber, yap yap yap. But then when he around these guys, Manny Pacquiao and or Errol Spence, the man is humble and he ain't really got that. He ain't talking that same ish that he was talking before. You know what I mean? So a guy like Keith Thurman, personally, man, I don't think he deserves any fight as from a world championship level. You was out the ring for a while, holding them straps hostage to the point that you were even comfortable with vacating or being stripped of your WBC belt? Yeah, because you know the WBA belt wasn't going nowhere. Who did you even fight to become a WBA welterweight champion? You got elevated only because you was a Floyd Mayweather mandatory and the interim champ. You got elevated when Floyd retired. That's well and fine. These type of things do happen in boxing. But your title defenses, your reign as a champion, besides Sean Porter, man, and Danny Garcia, the unification. Danny Garcia, a guy who came up in weight in a close fight as well. You know what I mean? I thought Danny Garcia, when he almost got knocked out in round two, was little bit passive. You know what I mean? He wasn't quite the same counterpuncher that he usually is. You know what I mean? Although he did come on strong at the end of the fight, just like Leonard Bundle did, just like Luis Collazo did, just like Robert the Ghost Guerrero did. You know what I mean? You know, there's a blueprint on how to beat this guy. Keith Thurman, although in the fight versus Manny Pacquiao, he gave up many rounds in the first half and came on strong in the second half. But up until he got that body shot, man, you know, it was just now the momentum swung, the pendulum swung in the man Manny Pacquiao favor. You know what I mean? But you know, I personally think Keith Thurman, look, he ain't no big money maker neither. He don't sell out nothing. He don't get views like that on TV. Not because of anything other than the fact that he's not active. Out of sight, out of mind. He was getting nice views when he was fighting guys like Porter and Danny Garcia on terrestrial TV, free TV, you know what I mean? PBC style. But um, Keith Thurman, man, look, man, if you're not even trying to fight the man, why you so determined to go back and fight Manny Pacquiao? Man is 41 years old. Why you don't fight your peers? You know what I mean? Why you don't want to fight Keith Thurman? I'm sorry, Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Because you know the inevitable is gonna happen, man. And I guess for him, he's more complacent losing to a Manny Pacquiao. Guess what they're gonna say? He's a living legend. He lost to Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? No shame in his game. He got his biggest, highest paydays of his career. And guess what? That's what he's after, straight up and down again. The biggest, highest paydays of his career gonna happen if he fights Manny Pacquiao. I personally don't want to see that fight again. Not because the first fight wasn't awesome and wasn't great. It's just off the fact, like, look, man, I've seen that fight. I don't want to see that fight recycled again because Keith Thurman, you have plenty of fighters to fight in your division. As a matter of fact, you won't get back in contention. How about the win? How about Keith Thurman and Kell Brook fight? That was a fight that could have been happened for unification when both guys were champion with the IBF and WBA titles respectfully between them. You know what I'm saying? That fight never happened. Fuck it, make that fight happen right about now. And the winner of that fight can get a title shot at whomever. Terrence Crawford, Manny Pacquiao, and or Errol Spence. You know what I mean? You know, Terrence Crawford, man, he's been talking greasy out here, man. And Terrence Crawford was about that life, you know what I mean? He told the man Errol Spence, man, I'll fuck him up, you know what I mean? Errol Spence, all Errol Spence can say is, man, it's going to be a great fight. It'll be a big fight, but it has to make sense. Those two words are oxymorons. Don't even, I can't even comprehend what he means. What do you mean it's a big fight, but it has to make sense? Enough said. You said it's a big fight. Let's see the fight. You know what I mean? You know, I mean, I'm not one of these channels that come on here and bash Errol Spence. That's not that's exactly what I don't do. Why would I do that? The man got two straps. If we're looking really right about now, who has the best resume at welterweight? It ain't Bud Crawford. You know what I'm saying? It's Errol Spence. And that's a fact. You know what I'm saying? That's a 100% fact. You should hear how people talk about Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. Like Sean Porter won that fight. You know, they gave this man second place cookies and second place trophies, second place adulation for losing the fight. Only one man hit that canvas, and it wasn't Errol Spence. Look, man, I'm not the biggest Errol Spence fan. I'm not the biggest fan of anybody like that unless I tell y'all who I'm a big fan of. You know what I mean? But I respect Errol Spence. I respect Sean Porter. I respect all fighters that get punched in their face for a living. And that fight was an epic classic, straight up and down. Sean Porter versus Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people want to talk about Sean Porter was digging to the body and hitting Errol Spence with mean body shots. Yeah, he's the shorter fighter. The body's there. But guess who took numerous headshots? More than the other one. Errol Spence landed numerous headshots on the man Sean Porter and even clipped him and put his ass on the canvas and unified the straps. But in this boxing world, on these YouTube streets, because in real life nobody talks this nut ass shit like channels out here, commenters out here. Nobody. And I talk with people in real life about boxing before this YouTube stuff. You know what I'm saying? And it's just the fact that they hate Errol Spence because he's with PBC. Straight up and down. You got to show me, like I said in previous videos, 7 rounds that the man Sean Porter won, including him getting dropped a 10-8 round. You got to show me 7 rounds. And I can guarantee you this, you could never do that. That will never happen. I can show you 7 rounds Errol Spence won. Fuck it, I'll show you 6 rounds Errol Spence won. And the knockdown's the difference. So then the boo boo, you PBC haters out here hating on black fighters, and I gotta defend the black fighters because I don't be hearing none of these channels out here bashing Eddie Hearn and or Bob Arum with the ESPN or the Zone. I don't gotta do that because that's not my MO. That's not what I do, you know what I mean? You check it. Look, man, if I tell y'all that the cannoli is losing viewership on the Zone and even his the live gate attendance is has dwindled, that his stock has dropped, that's the truth. That ain't me hating on the Zone or anything. Look, man, there's more eyeballs on cannoli when he's fighting on the HBOs or the Showtimes and or pay-per-view. It's just a fact. And nobody should have to worry about if people want to pay 70, $80 for a pay-per-view rather than paying $100 monthly for the Zone. That should not be your concern with how people spend their money. That should just that, I just don't understand why people concerned about how people spend their money. If somebody wants to spend $80 for their entertainment, let them do as they please. You know what I mean? If you're a cheapo and you want to just spend you want to watch the cannoli fights, $100 for the Zone. That's well and fine too, but don't be out here telling people how they should spend their money and what's a better option. The better option for a person is what they deem is right for their pocket and their budget. And you, as somebody else who isn't paying that man's bills, you don't pay that man's salary, you don't help him feed his family. You have no prerogative. You have no um, you shouldn't be telling people how to spend their money. You know what I mean? People try to bash Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury because they pay per views $80. Guess what, man? It was the biggest heavyweight fighter we've had in the United States since Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis. What do you care how people spend their money? You know what I mean? You check it. Tax Tack, what the deal? Tax Tack in the chat says, "Yo, what up, bro? What the deal, Tax Tack? How you feeling, man?" Tax Tack says, "What you think about Bud saying that he won't get credit for beating Spence if he beats him immediately after accident?" Our credit as fans, supporters, haters, media, whatever. Our credit don't pay Terrence Crawford's bills. Our credit is nice chain that he had with the TC initials. Our credit ain't gonna do none of that. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it is not Terrence Crawford's problem or issue in what shape Errol Spence is after the car accident. I'm gonna give that man 100% credit, straight up and down. You know what I mean? Guess why? Guess why? Tax Tack. This guy Errol Spencer said, "Look, he don't want no tune-ups, man. He's ready for the big names next in his first fight coming out of this horrific accident he had last year in October." So I think that should answer it all right there. If Terrence Crawford is saying that, look, man, Terrence Crawford, I don't think that's look, he's actually saying the truth. There's gonna be people out there, especially who love Errol Spence and hate Terrence Crawford, is gonna say, "Oh, he only beat him because the man was in the car accident." But like I said, man, those people who ain't gonna give him credit, or even us people who will give him credit, it don't matter at the end of the day, because our credit don't pay these guys' bills. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, them getting punched in the face and avoiding losses is gonna pay their bills. You know what I mean? And that's just how it goes. What the deal, Freddie Mars? How you feeling? He says salute. Be salute to you as well, Freddie Mars. And thanks for everybody coming through. And I salute all y'all for hitting the thumbs up. Much appreciated. You know what I mean? I have no feeling as of right now, as I'm speaking. I feel that everybody who's in the live stream right now is here genuinely off the love of boxing. Ain't nobody coming to this piece eavesdropping, B Marsh Boxing channel. Eavesdropping, not coming to hit the thumbs up, and they probably not even subscribed. Maybe they are subscribed, I don't know. But whenever I do be spazzing out on people, hit that thumbs up and stop coming to this joint eavesdropping, it's because I see the ratio. I can see everybody who hits the thumbs up, and I can see who leaves in and out the room as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, man. So Keith Thurman, man, you should Keith Thurman is even chasing. He's chasing Danny Garcia, dogs. That man's chasing Danny Garcia. He's talking about he wants a rematch with Pacquiao, Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia is a mandatory for the man. Errol Spence's WBC belt. Why the hell would that man go backwards, man? Why would he do that? This man is one fight away. If not, his next fight is going to be for a world title with two straps on the line. Why would he entertain fighting Keith Thurman? Keith Thurman, my guy, go fight Kell Brook. If you can beat Kell Brook, then maybe we could talk about you being on world title contention. Now, if Keith Thurman was a legitimate champion, a good guy, a guy who wasn't out of boxing because that man was hypnotized by the Indian Punani, you know what I mean? The man got an Indian wife, them fellas, ever since he got married, them fellas just turned soft. And that's just the truth of the matter, you know what I mean? Um, if this guy was really on his regiment and really trying to maintain and unify his titles, fight against the best of the best like Keith Thurman, like I'm sorry, Errol Spence, etc. Terrence Crawford, then I would have no problem whatsoever with Manny Pacquiao versus Keith Thurman 2, the rematch. Because at the end of the day, the fight was very close. And I've never seen Manny Pacquiao get hit that much flush punches ever before in his whole career, you know what I mean, of over 60 fights. But at the end of the day, I don't think Keith Thurman has done boxing right. He hasn't done his boxing fans right. Keith Thurman could have been a star, the biggest welterweight star out of everybody in boxing. There was a lot of people were high on the man Keith Thurman. I watched him kind of side-eyed all throughout his maturation of growing as a fighter, cause I've seen everybody. I'm talking about everybody. I've seen everybody he's fought hurt him. And look, man, people get hurt. It's boxing. Nobody. If you're gonna swim, you're gonna get wet. But it's the way he gets hurt and how he kind of starts running, or he don't keep a poker face. You know what I'm saying? He starts running and just, he's visibly showing that he's hurt. You know what I mean? That right there, look, if he continues winning fights despite being hurt, that's a whole different story. You know what I'm saying? But when you're winning fights, sure, you won the fight, you got visibly shaken up, even from Soto Carras, you know what I mean? All these guys, Bundu, have hurt the man, Guerrero, you know what I'm saying? That's well and fine. But then when you're coming back and you're still fighting the best of the best, still getting hurt like Arturo Gatti or Felix Trinidad coming off the canvas, and you still coming back and beating guys, then you're gonna be that dude, and we're gonna look at you in a different light than a guy who's avoided the biggest and best fights at welterweight, and you just been chasing a 40-plus-year-old Manny Pacquiao who beat you with and had a 10 or 11-year advantage. Keith Thurman had a 10 or 11-year advantage on Manny Pacquiao, and now you want to chase guys like Keith Thurman. There's Bud Crawford out there. You was the one who told the man if he gets a belt, we can do something. Same with Errol Spence. Fellas ain't about that action, you know what I mean? So, man like Keith Thurman, man, he out here pump faking all day, every day. And like I said, if I was Errol Spence, I'd take the Keith Thurman fight ASAP. Yeah, Keith Thurman, come get this smoke, no question about it. Terrence Crawford, yeah, Keith Thurman, come get this smoke too. Manny Pacquiao, forget about it. You ain't getting another payday. Manny Pacquiao probably should fight guys like Terrence Crawford or Errol Spence in a unification, you know what I mean? Rather than go steps backwards and fighting Keith Thurman, because in the rematch, anything could happen, you know what I'm saying? And Manny Pacquiao, has elevated his status as an all-time great when he beat the man Keith Thurman. You know what I'm saying? Being 40 years old and becoming the oldest man to ever achieve a welterweight world title. Those are just more pats on the back for Manny Pacquiao. You know what I mean? And a man like Keith Thurman, look, man, Keith Thurman, just fall back. B Marsh Boxing, leave your thoughts and comments. Big ups to Tax Tack, Freddie Mars. Salute to all y'all. I hope I answered your question, Tax Tack. Keith Thurman will. I'm sorry, Bud will get 100% credit from me, and those who don't give him credit, don't worry about it. Guess who would be the first man to take Errol Spence's O? It would be Bud Crawford if he do so happen to beat the man. And our credit, don't put food on his table, and that's just a fact. You know what I mean? Him getting in the ring and getting his paydays, that's what pays the bills, not our credit as fans. Be Marsh Boxing, I'm gone. Peace.